people shouldn't be afraid of their government. Governments should be afraid of their people. And that's why members of the opposition, People's Democratic Party, PDP, gave President Buhari a 6-week ultimatum to end insecurity or be impeached. Today, we shall be discussing these issues, and you're welcome to Nigeria Now, where we discuss some of these issues in Nigeria. And my name is Lois Surake. I have Solomon Sambo with me in the studio. And together we'll be buttressing the issue of impeachment of the first citizen of the country.
Yes, it's interesting, Lois. And then you can hear the comments that are coming from all quarters, and then people, some are for, some are against, and some people are saying it's just a noise. Nothing will come out of it, and it will interest you to know that this is not the first time that such threat, is been given to the number one citizen, like you put it. During Yar'Adua time, there was this attempt too, during his time to impeach, but at the end of it, at the end of the day, it didn't really scale through. So Nigerians are really watching keenly, looking at, okay, this government that we have, we know that we are practicing democracy, and then in this democracy that we are practicing, we have the executive, we have the legislature, and then we have the judiciary. This they have their autonomy, and then during this this process, the National Assembly are being empowered by law to impeach the number one citizen for the reason of gross misconduct, and they can define what it means in their own term. When Mr. President is not really doing what is expected.
Yes, exactly. And before we go deep into this issue, I want to remind our viewers that we are live on Facebook, and you can send us comments and we'll take it live on the show. You can tell us what you feel about impeaching the number one citizen of the country, its consequences, the advantages and disadvantages, because it carries a lot of things along with it. So like you've said earlier, there are steps to follow. There's a reason for an impeachment of the number one citizen of a country, and it can result to gross misconduct. That is one of the major reasons for a president to be impeached. But even at that, there are processes to be followed, because this is solely in our constitution. And then Section 143 of the 1999 Constitution has given steps for impeachment of the president, which I would like to take, but not yet. But then I want us to look at the issues that are coming up out of this particular impeachment issue, and then why now? Why is it that the Senate relaxed for so long to come up with this now? And we're looking at this particular regime is ending next year by the grace of God.
In less than a year.
In less than a year. We have like 7 months to go. And it's just now you're coming up with the issue of impeachment. We've had issues that have come up way before now that should bring up this issue, but this issues did not come out till now. Why wait till this particular period?
Well, I think it's a right step in the right direction, because it's better late than never. In this country, we are used to some certain pattern, way of doing things, whether in governance, in politics, and so on and so forth. And then you find it that people find it so comfortable with certain things that ordinarily, it's something that in some countries that you find out people resigning, voluntarily, for just mere allegation, somebody is being questioned for certain things, And he would step aside and said, until maybe the investigation is over, if he's found wanting, fine, the law will take its course. If he's free, he comes back to his office. You hardly hear that in this country. That is why you have several series of corruption allegations that linger, some for 10 and more. You know, that at the end of the day, being discharged and acquitted, and then maybe a foreign law that is outside the country, you find out the same person being convicted for some certain things that, you know, your laws here set the person free. So you begin to wonder why and how our system will allow it to decay to this level, that people could just do things and they get away with it. Even, you know, constitutional responsibility that people are supposed to adhere to, do it the way, you know, is being enshrined in and property. And then you don't see that happen, and nobody, as we speak today, nobody is losing his job. Nobody is stepping down. Nobody is saying, no, because of this thing that is happening, I think I should vacate this office because in my own side, I think I'm not capable to handle such particular office. You talk about education. We talk about issue of strike, ASU here, you know, and you
now
find
ASU has added 1 month again to the 5-month-old strike they have embarked on.
Very, very unfortunate to Nigerian students, to our youth. Now you can see the stretch of someone's plan. You know, if you are planning to graduate in the next 4 years and then possibly go for your youth service and then come back, do something for yourself. Now they have added another year to whatever plan you have, you know, and it will disrupt so many things about what people are trying to do in life. And then looking at just ASU, okay, let's talk about the issue of the health sector. Is our health sector working? The answer is no, because we are talking health sector now. One of our sitting senator, you know, a long-serving deputy senate president, for that matter, those that are even responsible to make sure that our laws are working, you know, to make sure that our sectors are working, to make sure that, you know, people are responsible to whatever leadership are being given, whether appointed or elected. You understand? Now you know his own issue, because if our health sector is working, that means even what he goes to what he goes to do, you know, in UK should have done here. You understand? If our
have you even heard any story of someone from abroad coming to Nigeria because he was referred to come to Nigeria to a specialist here that can handle his case because they can't handle it in the United States or in India or in all those countries they go for special treatment? I don't think I've heard any of that. So just like you've said, the health system has gone down. Are we talking of economy? Now dollar is 700 to naira, like, and that was not what the present administration got in when they came to office, and we were promised of $1 to equal to 1 naira, but that's not what is happening. And then I still ask the question, why did they have to wait to this moment for them to bring up this issue of impeachment? Because one, I feel, is because the seat of power has been touched. Okay. And most of them are living there. So they feel, okay, if these things are happening in the seat of power where I live, I think I should raise my voice. Because this issue of insecurity did not start today. It happened it has been happening in the northeast and in rural areas, especially where people had issues that we had the issue of Boko Haram.
North Central, Northwest, you know, South, Southeast. like the spread is all over.
It's all over now. And then that it was not up to, it has not gone viral, or it has not spread wide to the whole country. You know, they were quiet about it, and they didn't see the need to impeach the president. But because now they've been touched, Kuje prison attack, soldiers have been killed, checkpoints have been attacked. Just name the series of attacks that have taken place in the federal capital territory in Abuja. And now these senators, they've seen that there is fire on the mountain. If we don't speak, we will go down with these people. And now they are coming to say, let's impeach the president because of insecurity, because of economy, and all of these issues that have been there for 7 years.
You see, my worries are, okay, if you said, okay, we are impeaching the president, there are processes. We have like 8 steps, you know, to follow, you know, according to the 1999 constitution, you know, as amended. You have to follow those processes before you can impeach the number one president. And then one of it, you must have a 2/3 of the National Assembly, not just the Senate, but the Senate and then the House of Representatives. And I can bet my life. I can bet my life. I don't see this thing like possible. I don't see it coming. I don't see it. I can bet anything, because number one, now already some people are feeling it's because they're pressing, or it's because it's their religion, the leader. That is why it's been winch hot. That's just the take of some people. And then if you look at it, if we continue like that, that means this country will remain like that, like this, as we are moving. That means there is no hope for a common man in this country. Because if you look at it now, okay, following those steps, I think we should look at the steps first.
Well, it says here, step 1, a notice of any allegation in writing alleging gross misconduct on the part of the president. This notice must be signed by not less than 1/3 of the members of National Assembly, both the Senate and House of Representatives, is presented to the Senate president. Then is defined by this constitution, a grave violation or breach of the provisions of this constitution, or a misconduct of such nature as amounts, in the opinion of the National Assembly, to be gross misconduct. Then the step 2 says the Senate president must within 7 days serve the president and each member of the National Assembly with a copy of the notice of allegation. Then step 3, the president has a right of reply. He or she does not have to reply, however, and any such statement in reply to the allegation must be served on each member of the National Assembly. And then step 4 says within 14 days of the presentation of the notice to the Senate president, each house of the National Assembly shall resolve by motion without any debate whether or not the allegation shall be investigated. This motion needs to be passed by at least 2/3 majority of all members of each house of assembly. Then the 5th one, if the motion fails to reach the required majority, the process immediately stops and no further action will be taken. However, if the required majority is obtained and the motion is passed, then the Senate president will, within 7 days of the passing of the motion, request the Chief Justice of Nigeria to appoint a panel of 7 persons who, in his opinion, are of unquestionable integrity to investigate the allegations. The members of the panel cannot be members of any public service, legislative house, or political party. Number 6th step, the panel is to report its findings within 3 months of being appointed. The findings will be reported to each house of the National Assembly. During the proceedings of the panel, the president shall have a right to defend himself and shall also have the right to be defended by a legal practitioner of his or her choice. Then number 7 says, where the panel reports that the allegation has not been proven, there will be no further action. However, if the report is that the allegation against the president has been proven, then the National Assembly will consider the report and a resolution for adoption of the report shall be moved. Then the final stage says, for the resolution to be adopted, it must be supported by not less than 2/3 majority of all the members of each house. Once adopted, the president shall stand removed from office as from the date of the adoption of the report. But in my own opinion, just like you said, you bet your life that this is not good. You don't see it visible. I don't see it visible as well. Because right now, we're talking of majority carries the vote. And then going through all these processes, right now, it's the opposition that are standing on this particular issue of impeachment. And they are the minority in the House. And then even if they stand in one voice, all the minority in the House, if the majority do not join them in this cause, then I don't think this voice is going anywhere.
You have 3 months. 3 months for investigation. You set a panel. You have 3 months. If you take 3 months from the month that is remaining for the regime now to end, take 3 months out of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now you are talking 2/3. Now is the minority of the House now that they are even talking. We are not even talking about the 2/3 majority to even serve the 7-day notice to Mr. President, which he will respond if he so wish. You understand? And then you have 2/3 majority of the state assembly, which you have 20, at least nothing less than 24 or thereabout states, agreeing to it. And it will shock you that even the states that are even badly hit with this insurgency, with this terrorism, it will shock you that they will opt out or they will vote not in favor of the impeachment. So what are we saying? It is better to keep trying than just to be quiet, because being quiet, that is when people feel, yes, okay, if you are quiet, they will get away with it. If you keep talking, gradually, maybe not our own time, but we will see that happening. Because if you look at it, the issue of people now fighting for their right, asking questions on people that govern them, life is like a wildfire, because people are tired. You can't be a liability to another country. Yes, and if another country is working, you want to go there, and because the country is working, what stops your own from working? That's the question that people will be asking, and that's the problem that we had when during our issue with South Africa. Is it xenophobia? During that time, because they feel we are leaving our own country and then we are taking their own jobs, and then their system is working, and then we are the ones now enjoying. They feel bad. And you talk about education. If you go outside this country, outside the shores of Nigeria, I'm telling you, even the ones that go out there for medical tourism, I'm telling you, some of them is the Nigerians that attend to them. The doctors there. Yes, and you can't say otherwise because the system is working. You just have to see them there. So why not allow the system to work? So I feel is never late. Is better late than never. Yeah, it is a good time. Yes, let them keep pushing. Even though election is coming, which one are you going to deal with? Now are you going to start talking about the issue of campaign, because everybody now is gearing towards campaign? Okay, immediately they stage the issue of the insecurity, the issue of impeachment. Now the House is on recess. When do they come back? You get the question. So Nigerians are watching. I
don't even know why they are going on all these recess, and when we have issues to be tackled.
Yes, because they have to close down the House. If not, all of this proceeding now is another setback to even the process for the impeachment.
A major setback.
Yes, because there's no sitting, so you can't follow this process. So already now 4 weeks now have been taken. Even if you say you are going to work on it.
Imagine them coming back after the recess, and then this issue is still brought back. They'll still go on another one, which is still dragging the issue. And at the end of the day, 2022 is over. 2023 is there, and then we have elections going, and then the president will fold his bag and dust everything and leave the
and I
house.
asked myself, I said, if you are scared, and then you are saying, one time the president said he can't just wait to just go. And then if you can't just wait, this is
the time to leave.
We are trying to help.
Like you said, when you see things that you're supposed to do and it's not being done, you're supposed to step aside, because as far as we're concerned, you are incapacitated to do that job, to do the things that are needed to be done. We've seen Prime Minister Boris Johnson resign because why? There were issues that were brought upon him, and then the allegations, there were votes of no confidence against him. The first time he pulled through, the second time it was an issue in the House, and then he decided to just resign so that the peace will even reign in the country. You know, people will have their peace. When you're not there, people let them face another different thing or face another different person. Are you not even tired of being the one to be talked about all the time? Like, really?
I hear some members of the National Assembly saying security is everywhere, you know, is a global issue. And then one of the
among the global issues?
One of the ministers was saying that Abuja now is safe because if you look at it, it's because now Abuja is not safe. That's why all of them are crying. Because some of them could not even travel to their villages. They don't even travel now because they are comfortable in Abuja, because Abuja there's a security, is a seat of power. And now check the numbers of attack, you know, in that axis, and they are high tech coordinated attack. Then you will know that the seat of power is shaky. And then we get to do something very, very, very urgent. And I hear somebody will just say that now Abuja is safe. We are yet to see their dead bodies. We're here to hear more details about the rate, you know, and then how many were killed, how many were caught alive, you know, so on and so forth. And we can't just come and then play politics with the life of a common Nigerian. I think the right time for the impeachment, I think, is 2023. Yes.
Well, this issue, we'll keep following it to see how it goes. But then, just like we have said, we don't see it really visible, but we hope that something will be done. That even if the president will not be impeached, this people should not keep quiet about this particular issue, because we need things to be changed. We need, even if the seat of power is peaceful, that's not the only state in the country. We have a lot of people in other states. It's just a portion of the country. So something needs to be done. It's better late than never. And people should lend their voices so that things will be turned right. 2023 is by the corner. We keep saying that. Try and get your PVC. Very soon the INEC will start giving the plastic. Just try as much as possible, just as you've pulled through the registration process, which is the hardest part. Try and get your PVC so that 2023 we will change the narrative, like we always say, and then see how things will be better for ourselves, for the next generations to come. It's not just about now, it's about the future of our future and the future of our children and our great-grand, and you can go on and on and on. And so thank you, Solomon Sambo, for doing this with me this morning. And you can join us tomorrow for a fresh episode of Nigeria Now. I remain Lois Turaki. Be good and share love to one another, and have a good day.